Hi, everyone. Today we're going to discuss your proposal prompt. Proposals are something you'll be writing throughout your academic experience and in your careers. So, in college, most of your proposals are going to center around papers, possibly presentations. And after college, you might have to write proposals for things like grants, work projects, or for your own research. So, a basic proposal is A should do B because of C. Prime example of that. MTSU, which is A, should offer more dual enrollment courses, which is B, because it helps students earn college credit and save money, which is C. In many ways, these basic proposals are like mini thesis statements. And honestly, you can use that formula to make a thesis statement. If you're really struggling with what to come up with, use that formula. It's great. It works most of the time. That's not the only way to create a thesis statement. We're going to be going over thesis statements in depth over the course of the semester, so we'll get into that later. But for this paper and proposal, your first step will be finding a topic for your research paper. Now, that is something that we're looking at this week. And that can change just because you pick a topic. Let's say you pick a topic, you're like, I want to write about betting in baseball or something like that. And then you start doing your research and realize, oh, I really don't want to do this. This is not interesting. I can't find the sources that I thought I could find. You can change it. Like, even if you've done your proposal based off of that particular topic, it can change up to the point where we start writing this research paper. So I just want to let you know it's not set in stone. You're not locked into it. You can write about whatever you wish as long as it can be academically researched. Once you have decided on a topic, you're going to need the following elements in your proposal. Identification, your topic, audience, who your research essay is directed towards, and in this case, it's going to be directed towards college professors, instructors. Specific, I just gave you the answer to that one. Specific questions. What are you hoping to address in your paper? Your working thesis, which can be changed as needed. A statement of significance. Why should people care about your topic? What I know. So again, self-explanatory, what you already know about the topic. What I need to know. What are you going to have to research? And be very specific. So you're going to need to know the direction you want your paper to go in. Methods. Where are you going to find your sources? Are you going to use the library? Are you going to use interviews? Interviews are such great primary sources that people tend to forget about, but they're a great place for you to go. Books, magazines, newspapers. Like, where are you planning to find these sources? Schedule. How do you plan to manage your time between now and the end of the semester? All you must do for this proposal is to address each of these bullet points in essay format, MLA, and it must be 1 to 2 pages. If you can get it done in 1 page, great. If it takes 2 pages, that's fine. So, but just try to keep it within those parameters. So just as an example, let's go back to the MTSU should offer more dual enrollment courses because it helps students earn college credit and save money. That would be my topic. Again, my audience would be college professors. So what am I hoping to address in my paper? Let's say I'm hoping to address that, let's see, how much money do dual enrollment students save over the course of their college careers? Does it actually save them money? Does it help them academically? Are their grade point averages higher? What about, just going back up to it, how many college credits are they earning over the course? What does the average dual enrollment student, how many credit hours are they earning? Yeah, so I have a couple of specific questions that I'm working on. My working thesis is what was up above. Statement of significance. People should care about my topic because college has become crazy expensive, which is something I'm sure all of you can relate to right now. In any way that we can help students kind of give a leg up and save a little bit of money, we should be investing in that, because I don't know if y'all know this, but with the dual enrollment grant in the state of Tennessee, students can take up to 6 credit hours a semester starting their junior year of free college. They just have to maintain a certain GPA, and then they don't have to pay for these classes. So what I know, Well, I'm a dual enrollment instructor, first of all, so I know quite a bit, so I'm not going to bore you with it, but I know for a fact many students are graduating high school with their first year of college done and paid for. Um, I know that a lot of students are taking advantage of the dual enrollment grant and that the state of Tennessee is pushing it. So I'm just going to leave it at that because I could go on and on all day about it. But what do I need to know? I don't know necessarily exactly how much money students are saving. And it can vary from college to college. So I might actually want to kind of research that. How many college credit hours are students graduating with? As I said, I know some that are done with their freshman year, but is that everybody? Or some just graduating with 3, 6, 9? I like to know that. I'd probably need to go to there are lots of academic articles that have been published on this topic, so I probably need to use the Joule search in the MTSU academic database. I probably will honestly go to Google and look it up there and see if there's any information there. I might contact the state of Tennessee's Department of Education and try to get some facts and statistics on how many Tennessee students are using dual enrollment. For my schedule, I'll be honest with you guys, sometimes I procrastinate and I have been guilty of it. But I know for a significant paper that's really important, I will probably try to use my time wisely by setting a calendar and maybe trying to have all my sources within 2 weeks, start writing my paper, and have it mostly done by spring break. So all I have to do after spring break is tweak it a little bit. That's just an example. And I just vocalized what my paper could actually look like. So let's take a look just at some more information about proposals. So again, so for this week, start thinking about what you would like to write about and start formulating a proposal. So identify that topic. Again, academically research. That's extremely important. If you can find it on an academic database, it's probably going to be a good thing to write about. And play to your strengths, guys. If you like history, consider writing a biography or about a specific historic event. I once had a student, oh my gosh, it was a great paper. He wrote about the siege of Leningrad. I learned more about that battle than I ever knew before. It was fantastic. When it came to doing his presentation, though, he spoke for 20 minutes because he was so passionate about it, and I kind of had to call time on him. But he loved it. If you like science or technology, explore recent scientific discovery or the direction technology is heading. Oh my gosh, technology changes all the time. You could research the history of the iPhone. I've had people do that and where they think it's going to go. You could also explore your future career. Let's say you want to go into education. What's going on in the world of education? You could talk about the history of education, whatnot. I mean, it really is wide open. So some of the topics I've gotten in the past, I've had lucid dreaming. That was fascinating. Lucid dreaming is basically where you can kind of control your dreams. Student didn't really know a lot about it and they wanted to learn more about it, so they decided to write their research paper about it. So that was a great one. I've had the latest developments in diabetes research. That was written by a student whose little brother had diabetes. She always had her phone out in class, and she came up to me. She said, "Miss Denson, I'm not playing on my phone. I'm checking my brother's blood sugar levels." Their mom worked full time and was at work during the school day, and it was actually her job to check that diabetes monitor to make sure her brother didn't need to take another shot of insulin. Really fascinating. So she decided to take something in her personal life and research it. I've also had students whose parents have had cancer, and they researched the cancer their parents had because they wanted to learn more. I had fishing used as a therapy. I'll be honest with you, when I heard that topic, I was like, are you sure you're going to be able to research this? But it was a fascinating topic. Video game violence, that's been a popular one. This was a fun one. The evolution of airport security, hazing in Greek life, music therapy, social media and teenage depression. That's a really timely topic. We call timeliness kairos. If you really wanted to hit on that, that would be a good one. This is really popular. What makes a serial killer? Actually, last year I had someone write about the JonBenet murder that happened well over a long time ago. I can't remember how long ago it was. Color psychology. That was really fascinating. How color can be used to help us feel certain things. How social media spreads trends and cancel culture. I mean, wide range. You'll have the chance to explore some topics in not your reflection, but your other assignments this week. And I'm posting some links for potential topics. So make sure you're addressing that specific question. So here's just a very boring example. If I was going to write a paper on the Electoral College, I might ask, what is the Electoral College? Why is it important to know what it is? Should it be done away with? What are some positives and negatives? So that's something that I could potentially address. But what this is getting to is the thesis. People really struggle with thesis writing. It doesn't have to be scary. Just remember, it is a working thesis. It can be changed as needed. It's the backbone of your paper. It's 1 to 2 sentences that will let the reader know what to expect in your paper. Now, a lot of you are probably used to writing that 5-paragraph essay, so your thesis would look something like this. The Electoral College is often confusing, so it's important for people to know what it is, understand its history, and why we should keep it. So, you've probably used this before where you kind of state your topic and then have 3 things that you address in 3 paragraphs. There's nothing wrong with that, but there are ways we can make this stronger. Avoid having your thesis be too simple. For example, the Electoral College is a very important part of our nation's election process. It doesn't really tell us what you're going to discuss in your paper. It needs a little bit more information with a specific direction for your paper. So let's try this. The Electoral College is a vital part of our nation's election process, and it's important to understand why our founding fathers put it in place. Is it the best thesis? No, but it's an improvement. And I will take that in your proposal because we will be working on your thesis throughout the entire semester. So again, taking it the next step, let's try this. The Electoral College was put in place by our founding fathers, yet many people do not know what it is or what purpose it serves. It is important for every American to take the time to learn and understand the history of the Electoral College and its purpose in deciding outcomes of presidential elections. Might sound like a mouthful, but this is actually a pretty solid one because it lets me know exactly what is going to be discussed in that particular paper. So again, you can also use a formula to help you come up with the thesis by examining, insert a claim. It is clear that, kind of put your opinion in there. Because so many people are ignorant of the importance of the Electoral College and how it works, it's every American's responsibility to take the time to study its history and why we use it in our elections. For a paper that's going to be more informative, a thesis could look something like this. The Electoral College was established by our founding fathers to help ensure fair elections and protect states with smaller populations. The key is specific language, making a claim, and making sure that you have the sources to support your claims in the body of your paper. So as you can see, I have my topic and I gave you a ton of different ways a thesis statement can go. For this proposal, as I said, just give me a working thesis. If you don't like it, it can easily be changed. I cannot emphasize that enough. Students make the mistake of thinking, oh, I've created this thesis and now I'm stuck with it. That is never the case. And if you're really struggling with coming up with a thesis statement, shoot me an email, text, phone call. That's what I'm here for. I once helped a student come up with, I can't remember if it was a thesis or like their first paragraph at an airport one time. I was waiting to catch a plane and she called me. She's like, I can't figure this out. Can you please help me? That's my job. So feel free to call me if you're really struggling with this, and I will be more than happy to help you.